You know, it's a really weird world we live in whenever a horror cinematic universe is more successful than a cinematic universe featuring some of the most iconic superheroes of all time. Hi, I'm Danny Quinn, and welcome to another episode of First Impressions. On today's episode, the Conjuring franchise revisits the past in order to uncover the secret behind The Nun. This movie is set in 1952 and revolves around a priest named Father Burke, played by Damien Bashir, and a young novitiate named Sister Irene, played by Thaisa Farmiga, who are sent to Romania to investigate the mysterious suicide of a nun in a monastery. And when they arrive, they soon discover an unholy secret within the abbey, and in order to stop it, they must not only risk their faith, but also their souls. This movie is the fifth installment of the Conjuring franchise, which started back in 2013 with James Wan's film The Conjuring, which has since spawned a sequel and a spin-off which has since spawned a sequel of its own. And much like the Annabelle doll from the first movie, one of the more memorable aspects of The Conjuring 2 was this mysterious nun character. And I have to admit that I was kind of looking forward to this movie, especially since the trailer seemed to be giving off this really weird, haunting, gothic horror kind of vibe. And if anything, the movie really does deliver on that front. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The production design, the cinematography, the visual style and the camera work is all fantastic. Director Corin Hardy really recreates the look and feel of the old school Hammer horror movies very well. It's a film that really promises all kinds of gothic chills and unsettling atmosphere, but unfortunately looks can be deceiving and this movie really doesn't deliver on that promise at all. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say that The Nun is probably one of the most disappointing movies I've seen this year. Not wholly awful by any means, and it does have its moments, but it is a disappointment. I'll admit though, the film definitely isn't without the odd scary moments. Like I said, the film looks great, and Hardy does demonstrate some genuine talent as a director. He demonstrates quite a bit of skill in building up tension, and especially at creating atmosphere. But at the same time, his skill for building tension is, more often than not, let down by a lackluster payoff. There's so many scenes throughout where he does manage to build up a sense of unease, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I like where this is going, only for it to be let down by a lackluster payoff or a really lame jump scare. And speaking of jump scares, that's easily this movie's biggest problem. It's way too dependent on jump scares. And you know, I'm not even the kind of person that's against jump scares on principle. I think they can be used very effectively. Unfortunately, this movie uses jump scares very poorly a lot of the time. It's almost like a crutch that the movie constantly falls back on when it has nothing to work with. There's a few scares throughout that are admittedly effective, but for the most part, the film's attempts at horror just inspired more laughs than scares, especially among the audience I saw it with. And speaking of laughs, this movie has some really bizarre attempts at humour, particularly with this French character who goes by the name of Frenchie. He's this villager who accompanies Burke and Ellen to the Abbey and fills them in on what they need to know, and he sort of serves as the film's comic relief. Okay, he is pretty funny, I'll give the filmmakers that. But I'm not sure if he's really funny for the reasons that they intended, because the scenes and the attempts at humour are so awkward and jarring with everything else going on that it introduces all kinds of uncomfortable tone shifts every time the movie cuts back to him. It's very well acted, admittedly. Damien Bashir and Thaisa Farmiga both do a very solid job in the lead roles, but the problem is that they're playing very bland characters. Bashir's tormented priest is cliched at best, and Farmiga's character starts out pretty interesting. She has this pretty cool introduction where she's teaching kids about evolution, but that's really about it. And what's worse is that the film never really gives a good reason as to why Farmiga is tagging along with Bashir. Apparently the reason she's asked to tag along by the Vatican is because she apparently knows Romania, except she doesn't. All it really amounts to is just a bunch of people running around a creepy castle and doing things, with some clunky exposition being thrown in every now and again. That's really my biggest sin with the movie. It just feels so routine. There's nothing really that unique or memorable about it. And I'm hoping if this movie does get a sequel, that the filmmakers will learn from this movie's mistakes and create something far more engaging, far more atmospheric, far more haunting, and above all else, far more scarier than this. Look, I wanted to like this movie. I really did. But The Nun, beyond a few scary moments, some strong performances, and a few moments of atmosphere, just doesn't have that much to offer, I'm sorry. And when all is said and done, I'm going to give The Nun a 5 out of 10. I'm not giving it a lower score because it does have a few decent moments, and it's not abysmal or anything. It's not awful. Like, if I had this movie on TV, I'd probably watch it just as background noise. Not that that's really a ringing endorsement. So the Nun, have you seen it yet? If so, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even subscribe to my channel while you're at it. If you want to follow me on social media or support me on Patreon, links below down in the description. And if there's anything I can do to improve my presentation, do let me know. I'm always happy to hear feedback as long as it's somewhat constructive. And until next time, I'm Danny Quinn, and I hope you have a pleasant evening.